Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Google Workspace Recap, a Tab Geeks Network show. Each week we take you through everything announced by Google Workspace, discussing the updates of the week and other relevant news and announcements. My name is Jesse Nolan, my co-host is Steve Larson, and we are here to help you keep up. A more official announcement at the top of the episode this week, I'm proud to announce the creation of our MSP division called TABServices. TABServices is a new kind of managed services provider focusing on small and medium-sized businesses who need more help than ever to survive. We created TABServices, still getting used to saying the name, to help IT professionals at small to mid-sized companies in a market that only seems to care about major enterprises, aka the big fish. 98% of businesses in America are small to mid-size, and they deserve the same level of support as the larger enterprise customers. We're starting out, of course, with Google Workspace sales and support, so feel free to get in touch via email or on our website. Steve, how's it going?
Pretty good. I feel a little bit under the weather otherwise, though. But other than that, not too bad.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to record tonight.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you were a
know.
little bit sick. I was like,
I know.
I'm going to have to do it
Yeah.
solo. I realized we'd never had an episode where either of us
Nope.
had to do it solo. What are we, 75 episodes in here?
Yeah,
More?
something like
50,
that.
60,
And
70?
yeah,
I
we're
think it's 75 episodes.
trying to figure out logistically some of our upcoming episodes as well, where we're also having some timing challenges. So I think we'll still be all right.
Yep.
Still be recording it
Yeah.
all with both of us.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I'm headed back into some of the Jewish holidays happening, so I'll be out of contact for next week's, but we'll still manage to get a show out. And then I'm going on a cruise off to Mexico and just taking a couple days to disconnect and unwind. It's mental health is very important, so it should be really, really, really nice. But as much fun and as a challenge it would be to record on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, I am going
That's
to
what I
take
thought
my
we were gonna
vacation
do.
and enjoy
Yeah.
it. I was going to, and then I thought about it, and I was
like,
like, you know what an upload speed is going to be like on one of those ships? Even if I pay for the upgraded internet package, it won't be pretty.
yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but our final video file size for these 4K uploads that I do to YouTube is 20 plus gigabytes per video. So, I mean, the downloads are not that big, but the uploads are ridiculous. In fact, I took a screenshot earlier of my device manager, my usage on my Mac, because I was doing a whole bunch of syncing of files and uploading to YouTube and getting one of our other shows, SAS Showdown, ready to go. And I had downloaded 57 gigabytes and I had uploaded 2.47 terabytes. So it's been a busy couple of weeks here, data-wise, and I was not going to look forward to risking running all of that up on a ship. So we'll do it before and it'll be fine. So, what's our topics? What do we got?
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty solid list of updates this week. There's 7 of them, and they all seem, most of them are pretty useful, pretty significant, I would say. First one, starting right off the bat, is sending group membership information in outbound SAML responses. And then we have adding personal tasks from Google Chat. You can now also take action on multiple text selections in Google Docs, which is an interesting one. I've not heard that as being a challenge before, or is a thing. Like text selections.
I've had that.
Yeah, I've never even known you could select multiple sections of text.
I've tried to do it just because it feels like something you should be able to do, and then it's like, all right, guess it doesn't work.
I don't even know how to select multiple areas of text in a doc at the moment. I have to read the article.
Select and I guess hit Command or Control and select some more. That would be my guess. That's how I would do it.
I don't know, because it's just. Anyway, I'm
Works
trying it now, but I can't figure anything out.
Works for me.
Okay.
Here, I just made. See,
Well,
all
I
went
can
bold.
see that. But
We're
what did you
messing around in
select?
our show notes here, folks. I dragged and selected. I clicked and dragged over some text, and then I hit Control, and then I went over to different text and clicked and selected. So this is already live for us. Boom.
I can't do it.
Making it bold. Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why you can't and I can.
So you say hold down Control and select some other text?
Yeah. Here. Should we do a screen share?
It doesn't.
I don't know if I have the
me.
permissions on here for screen sharing.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Let's see. I might. Do I? I think I do. There you go, screen share. And last time we did a screen share, I actually forgot to include this part in the video, so hopefully I'll remember this time. But if you do watch our video from a couple of weeks ago and you wanted to see what we were trying to figure out on the show notes there, I did re-upload that because there was one of the comments that said, "Hey, could we see what was on the screen there?" So it pops up on the video now at that point in the show where we start sharing the screen, where you can see the unlisted link directly. But anyway, if I click over here and then I hold down Command because I'm on a Mac, and I click and drag over here, and then I go and I say I want to bold. Boom. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
That's how you do it. Now you know.
Well,
Onwards.
I guess it doesn't work for me yet, but all right.
Weird.
You can add shared drives to specific organizational units now. And that actually was also discussed in last week's Customer Connect Live with the Google PM for Google Drive. That was actually a pretty good event last week. I think we had talked about that on a previous episode. So hopefully Google has some more events like that. It was essentially a roadmap presentation for the Google Drive product, and a real Q&A where we not only sent in questions before the event that they like hand selected. They didn't cut out. I don't think they cut out any of the questions that people submitted ahead of time, and they allowed people to ask questions during the event as well. So it was pretty good. It was a very interactive session, which was nice. So that's adding shared drive to specific OUs. You can also embed content as a full page in the new Google Sites. You can also copy your client-side encrypted Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides files now. And then finally, the cut, copy, paste keyboard shortcuts are now available in the Google Drive web client. So that's pretty cool. And then a few other topics that we have that we'll talk about. Google's Imagen Text to image generator. I think is that Imagen?
I guess.
Imagen? I don't. Yeah.
Either
Text
or.
to image generator offers unprecedented photorealism. There's also a topic here called look closer and take better notes with your Chromebook. And then a couple C2C events, it looks like. There's are these events or these it looks like the Google Workspace Security Summit and a review of everything on the Google Workspace Security Summit. So yeah, it looks like
one's
two
the Security
events coming
Summit,
up
one's
there.
the other Google Workspace Summit, yeah.
Got it. Yep.
I think those are more like meetups than full-blown events. I think there'll be some presentation, but it'll be more of a everybody in the room instead of just a webinar type.
Oh, that's good. Where are they going to be happening?
Discussion. Discussion is the word. On the Google Meets, I think. On Google Meet? I don't know.
Oh, they said in person.
No. I said meetup, but virtual.
Like meetup, yeah. No, I thought when I hear meetup, I think in person.
I hear that. I'd love to, but no.
Okay, so just a virtual event.
Yep.
Yeah. Got it. All right, so let's jump into that first update. I think a lot of the updates are pretty small in information, but very useful in terms of features and functionality. So the first one, setting group membership information about SAML responses. So pretty straightforward in what it does there. So when you are authenticating with your Google identities and passing information over to that service provider, you can now use the Google Group information and membership information when you're doing that. So you can do things like assigning permissions based on group membership, for example. And other custom attributes used to be available or have been available for a while. But this is kind of in addition to that, you can now send that group information. And this one has been, I know, talked about for quite a while, so it's taken a couple of years to finally get there. I think this was one of the big asks. I think when I did Cloud Identity and SAML and all that stuff came out, so it's been quite a while since that was announced. So I think this will be a very welcomed update. And in terms of rollout on this one started last week on the 23rd of May on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for feature visibility for both rapid release and scheduled release domains. This is available to all Workspace customers as well as the G Suite basic and business customers and cloud identity as well. You can now add personal tasks from Google Chat. So in chat, when you have a message, you could previously just forward it to the inbox, and now in that same dialog window, you have the option to add to tasks. So that text that is in that message, you can send it right over to Google Tasks, and then work on it from there. Set reminders and times and those kind of things, and add some additional notes. And this is obviously a productivity enhancement and a welcome feature, I think. This should be pretty useful for anyone that uses tasks. And if you aren't using it, it could be a reason to get started with tasks and that from chat.
Still feels like a trickle approach. Tasks needs more power, including, wait for it, their own app. In the browser, I mean. It could be a PWA. It could be a website. Tasks.google.com should open it up. I shouldn't have to be in Gmail for it. I should be able to open it up widescreen and format it and move things around and Kanban board and,
Yeah. I wonder if some of that is tied into when it first was released, with dragging and dropping emails into those tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you that's why it's built into the side panel there and built into the Gmail interface and not a separate app.
How hard could it be to decouple that?
How hard could it be? Yeah. They just press a button. They just press that easy button and then they decouple it. Yeah.
I actually have one. Yeah, so I'll go get it.
Yeah. Rollout on this one, same as the last update, started the 23rd of May. Gradual rollout up to 15 days for visibility on both rapid release and scheduled release domains. That's for Android and the web. For iOS users, they anticipate that feature to be available in the coming months and to be an update when that is available. But good thing for all of my fellow Android users out there, we are getting this feature now. Great. And then available to everyone.
It on either of my accounts.
I haven't even checked.
On the web, that is.
I haven't used that feature too much.
Actually, I've looked only in the chat PWA. I haven't looked in Gmail, so it's possible it came. Check real quick.
No, I'm just seeing. I'm also offline, but
nope,
I'll check it
don't
later.
Have it. I don't seem to have it here, and I don't have the other account. Oh, I do have the other account open. I just peek. Nope, not there.
Yeah, I'll have to check later. All right. Next update, taking action on multiple text selections in Google Docs. So as we were showing you earlier, this is a way to select multiple disparate strings of text in a Google Doc and then take some action on those. So things like delete, copy, paste, and formatting options on those. So making it a little bit easier to go about applying those different edits and formatting options.
They show double click in the GIF there. Also, I didn't try that. I didn't show that when I was screen sharing.
But I wonder if they're holding down a key on the keyboard. They must be.
Maybe. I mean, you have to hold Command or Control, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's some. It does say keyboard shortcuts.
Right.
That's the help article resources. Yeah. Okay. So, multiple selection. After selecting one section of text, Control plus Command plus Shift plus left, right, or right arrow. Use the left or right arrow to move a separate section of text you also want to select.
What?
Interesting. That's what it says. Yeah. That's from the help article.
Control, Command, Shift?
Yeah, plus arrows.
Why would... Huh? Yeah, if you wanted to do it completely by keyboard shortcut, I suppose, but it doesn't say anything about holding down Control or Command in order to select different parts of text. And then, sure, you could do
I don't know.
Command I or whatever, Control I, or I don't know. That's weird that they would
Uh,
put it that way
are
and
you
not
reading it?
actually show anything else. Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Unclear.
It's a little unclear there. Yeah, because that's a lot of keys there. Like
Yeah.
for Control Command Shift arrow. I mean, it's not even. Anyways,
Yeah.
if you got access to it, I think it'll be a little bit more intuitive. If because I mean, it seems like it worked for you. If you don't have the feature, things probably won't work.
Hmm.
But on the rollout for that, it is still rolling out because it started the 25th of May and on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for visibility for rapid release and scheduled release domains, and it's available to all Workspace customers as well as the legacy, business, and basic customers. Next one. So this is an interesting one, and there's some questions about why you would want to use this. So you can now add shared drives to specific organizational units. And what this does, it does a few things. It allows you to define different default shared drive settings and also set things like data regions on your shared drives. Previously, it was just taking the data region from the root of your organization's settings. And now you can more finely tune how those shared drives are going to be defined, for example, on settings and permissions. So if you go into your admin console now and you go into your list of shared drives where you can manage those shared drives, you now have a column in there that has a drop down so that you can set the shared drive OU value. And there's also some APIs, it looks like. There's an org unit membership API endpoint. So I'm sure that has been added to the GAM tools. If not, I'm sure Ross and Jay will be adding that in soon. I think a lot of the API stuff gets added there pretty quickly. The API features. No end user setting for this. So obviously the admins need to do this. And availability on this one. This is going to be available to almost everyone, but not organizations. It looks like with it, it's a SKU that does not have access to shared drives. So those like Business Starter, Enterprise Essentials, Frontline, as well as Legacy, G Suite Basic, and business customers actually. So even if you're on G Suite Business that has shared drives, this feature will not be available to you. So you will need a recent Workspace license to get this feature. Let's see, did I see the timing on this one? I think timing on that, they don't mention timing and availability, but I believe this is out now. It's for everyone. But they don't mention that in the article. I'm not, yeah, I don't see a rollout pace
I
on
don't
that
see it.
one. Yeah, yeah,
Just says available to, etc., etc., but that's
yeah,
what it normally
yep,
says.
yep. All right, next update. We have the ability to embed content as a full page in the new Google site. You can now add this content as add content as a full page from the following sources, which would be custom code, other websites, and then other Google apps like Maps or Docs. So previously, those editors could only add those elements as part of a page. So you'd have like a Google Doc, let's say, embedded into a site, and it would be just a small element inside the page. So now that page can be the entire thing. So it makes it look a little bit more natural in some cases if you needed to take up that entire view. So
From the "How was this not already a feature" department.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know the embedding of Google Docs was a big one because I was always trying to embed docs onto pages, and it just always looked a little bit weird because it was so much more narrower and constrained within the window. So let's go back and find all those pages now that have embedded docs and see if it makes sense to update that to full page view. There is a bit of a split rollout on this one, so rapid release domains are going to start seeing this already on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for feature visibility, and that started on the 24th of May. And then scheduled release domains won't see this starting until the 13th of June, and that will be on a full rollout with 1 to 3 days for feature visibility once that date comes around. And available to essentially everyone that has sites, which is everyone. Next, we have the ability to copy your client-side encrypted Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides files. So previously, this wasn't possible to copy those client-side encrypted documents, but that now is available. And during that copy process, the content remains encrypted with the client-side encryption. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you to duplicate those documents. And rollout on this one is also split a little bit. So the rapid release domains are going to start seeing this on the 26th of May on a gradual rollout up to 15 days for visibility. And then scheduled release domains, we'll start to see that on the 9th of June. Gradual rollout for that one also up to 15 days for feature visibility. And only available to those customers on Enterprise Plus, Education Standard, and Education Plus. And then finally, another kind of UI and productivity improvement here, the ability to copy, cut, and paste files using those standard Control-C, Control-V, Control-X commands when you're using Google Drive web client. So pretty straightforward on that one. It does work with files, and it does not. I don't think it doesn't work with folders, but it does work with the files, copying and pasting those, which is nice.
I also like that it adds a link to the file and its title. That it captures those when you're copying a file. So if you want to paste them into a document or an email, that'll all automatically show up. It's a nice touch.
Oh, nice. So you can do multiple select Control-C and then paste it into an email. Is that what you said?
Yeah. No, it's that when you what do you call it? When you copy a link to a file, a link to the file and its title will be captured, and then you can easily paste them into a document or an email, and it'll show the link as well as the title.
Right. Okay.
Just cleaner, easier, faster. Instead of having to write the name of the doc and then, it already happens for the most part. If you just drop the link automatically into a Gmail, it'll fill that in the attachments. Same kind of setup, but now it'll work in a doc.
Oh yeah, I see what's happening now. So the Control-C into an email is it pastes in the text, which is the name of the file with the hyperlink to the document.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yep.
That's a nice little touch.
Looks like it's already rolling out.
Yeah, it is. So that is rolling out to rapid release domains. Started the 26th of May on a full rollout, 1 to 3 days. So should be out to all those rapid release domains. And then scheduled release domains, we'll start seeing this tomorrow. No, I don't. It's
today by the time you hear this.
I'm trying to think today, tomorrow. June 1st, basically. Scheduled release domains start this June 1st on a full route, which is 1 to 3 days for visibility on that one, and available to everyone. All right, that wraps up the updates. There was a recap post, but nothing new mentioned in that article this week. So, Jesse, take away the other topics that we have this week.
Sure thing. So the first one is the Google's Imagen. I don't know what's the best way to say that. Text to image generator. For anybody who is a fan of MKBHD like I am, he did a video on the DALL-E 2 AI image generator, and he was blown away by it, and it was super wicked cool. I want to see him do a follow-up on this one because this looks like it kind of blows that one out of the water. So definitely go and check this out. It's essentially, the concept here is you type in a description and the AI automatically kicks back what you want. So if you say that you want a German Shepherd wearing what do they have over here? It's a golden retriever wearing a blue checkered beret and a red dotted turtleneck. It actually generated a picture of all of that, and it is remarkably good, and there's not a whole lot of if any bleed from whatever images they took this stuff from or however it's generating, and it's honestly eerie how it's doing this. Some of the other examples were a photo of a corgi dog riding a bike in Times Square. It is wearing sunglasses and a beach hat, and sure enough, it's exactly that. I mean, this is some next level stuff here that is honestly a little bit creepy, and quite frankly, I want access to it immediately so that I can use this in my stock imagery. It's like I can just automatically create my own imagery just by typing in something ridiculous that I want to happen. It'll just show up over there. And interesting that they both revealed at the same time this week or over the last week or two. But there is an explainer video that compares the two. I think that one is from Google, and Google seems to really have jumped quite a bit forward in setting this up. So if you're interested in the craziness that AI is able to do, you can go and check this out. We've linked a 9 to 5 Google article here that goes pretty in depth into what is capable here. But honestly, I mean, it started, my first exposure to this was not even just typing in what's possible, but that site, I think it's this person is not real.com or something like that, where it's profile pictures of people's faces that it's totally AI generated. They're not real people, but it looks almost exactly like real people until you start looking way too close, and then you can tell a little bit. What?
I don't know. The whole thing around like artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
That terminology.
Yeah, it's marketing terminology.
It's not artificial though, is it? Because like someone had to program it to do it. It's not thinking on the fly of like, oh, well, I have to create this new thing that no one told me about. I'm going to write this new code to solve this new problem. No, someone wrote the code to say do this when this happens. It's not artificial.
Right. Well, it's that they wrote it.
Logic.
It's coded logic.
It's
yes,
what
it
a program
is. But
is.
it's logic.
It's what normal programming is.
To teach it to, be programmed to create said image based on said parameters, but apparently it's learning how to do it and the best way to do it and where to get these things from and so on and so forth. I don't know all the details of it, and I imagine they're keeping a lot of this under wraps because it is some next generation research that's going on here. But yeah, it's, you say machine learning. Okay, that's just a fancy algorithm. Like all of these things, the cloud is just somebody else's computer.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's, you're gonna always have random marketing lingo and stuff that's filtered in here, but I don't know. Yeah. I guess we'll have to talk to Elon for quote unquote true AI after he purchases Twitter and harvests all of our conversations to be able to build the machine learning model for that database. We'll see. All right, on to the next one. We've got look closer and take better notes with your Chromebook. This is a Google keyword blog post about some of the things that are new in Chrome OS. They've got some updates that are coming to the notes taker. You can now take better notes in their app called Cursive. I believe you can also take notes in Cursive if you want to, but the app itself is called Cursive, and they say it makes it easy to capture, edit, and organize handwritten notes on your Chromebook. Full disclosure, I don't use it. I haven't used any note-taking handwritten app on any tablet since my HP convertible 2 inches thick. The hell was the name of that thing? It was a Windows Vista in 2005. It cost me $1,400. 12-inch convertible tablet that came with a stylus. That was the first one I ever had, and quite frankly, my handwriting sucks. That's why I type everything. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. I don't want to write on these things, and honestly, if I did, it probably couldn't tell what my chicken scratch is supposed to be saying. that doesn't work for me. Now, there are lots of people out there who do, and they take notes, and it automatically converts it and makes it look beautiful and wonderful. And of course, Jamboard is supposed to be capable of doing that as well. I haven't tested it because I don't really use it, and it's no value to me. I can type way faster than I can write. But if you are one of those people who likes to use a physical, well, stylus, I was going to say pen, but stylus, to write on the screen and to create your documents that way, you should go and check it out. There's a bunch of new features in there for you. There's also improvements to magnification and panning to be able to zoom in and around on the Chromebook. Currently, the docked magnifier try that again. Magnifier feature creates a split screen script. I can't talk tonight. My dyslexia is showing. Okay. Docked magnifier feature creates a split screen. Say that 5 times fast. Where the bottom half is your standard screen, the top half is the zoomed in version of your screen. And they say that it's especially helpful if you have a vision impairment and want to zoom in on just part of the screen. But with the new update, you can now control the size of the magnified portion of the screen. So you can make it larger if you want to see more zoomed in content, or vice versa if you want to see more of the standard screen. So good stuff there. And then lastly on here is a security-based alert where it will alert you for USB-C cables that have limited functionality. All right, I guess it's not a security one. There was a 0-day that just came out for USB-C attached docks, but I guess this isn't about that. This is about cables that have limited functionality. So if you have a USB-C cable that you came from somewhere and it's only able to do power, or it's only able to do a video signal and is not able to do power and needs both. A lot of them look identical. And wait a minute, wasn't USB-C supposed to solve this whole confusion around standards? Come on.
USB-C. There's a lot of problems with USB-C. Yeah.
Thunderbolt, USB-C.
Yeah.
USB-C version, whatever.
Incompatible
USB
cables.
4.
Yeah. There's a lot of problems with these cables.
It even
Read an
says it
article
here.
recently.
You'll get a notification if the cable you're using doesn't support the high-performance USB 4/Thunderbolt 3 standards that your
Yeah.
Chromebook does. Oh, wait. We're also up to Thunderbolt 4 in the new MacBook Pros.
Right. Yep.
Blow my brains out.
Yeah, I was reading an article
you were
on
saying.
some sort of like magnetic, these, I just like the design, like these magnetic cables that were, nicely coiled up. But all the ones they bought, none of them did high-speed data transfers. Some of them didn't even power on certain devices. They're all just, cheap knockoffs kind of things. They don't follow this. The companies manufacturing the cables aren't following the standards, and so it's not that easy just to make these cables, I guess.
Yep.
There's no regulation on them.
Yeah. Well, the you can do some of it for cheap, but if you want the real high-powered, fast, both power consumption or power capabilities and data, then you need the really expensive hardware. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with the tons of different cables, and they all look identical. So, lovely. So I guess this is trying to help with that a little bit, as if, hey, you pick up this cable and you try and plug into your USB-C monitor that needs both power and video, and it's only capable of doing one or the other. It'll give you a heads up that there's your problem. It's your cable, not the monitor or your power or something along those lines. Yeah. It's the cable. So thank you, Google, for helping tell us where the problem is there. Certainly going to save time for some folks. Then the last two that we have here are the C2C events that we mentioned at the beginning of the episode here. One is this coming Wednesday, June 1st at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. That is a summit and review Google Workspace security options, and just going to go over some of the things that were unveiled and talked about there. It'll be a casual group discussion focused on latest Google Cloud security news, yada, yada, yada. So if you're interested, come and hang out. I may or may not be at that one. I had thought it was that I was going to be doing the Workspace one when I was talking it over with them. So I'll let you guys know on Twitter, I guess, if I'll be at that one. But I'll definitely be at the Google Workspace one, which is on June 8th. Summit and review everything on Google Workspace, also at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's only listed for half an hour, so it should be a pretty quick one. Just kind of chatting about the new things, I guess, what our favorite updates were and whatnot. So if you haven't watched those yet, go and check them out, and then join the sessions over there. So always good to hang out with the community. Anything else, Steve?
That's all for me.
All right. I did forget to point out at the top of the episode, I completely upgraded my lighting array behind me. So if you're on the podcast side, head over to YouTube. You can see what that looks like. I got a new Wise Light Strip Pro, I think they call it, something like that. and I got it properly mounted so you don't have cables just dangling down and hanging out there and falling down mid-episode like we've had in the past. And it does some pretty wicked cool effects here that I turned off because I didn't want to drive everybody crazy during the episode, but now I've got my googly strobe colors going on in the background there, so you can all suffer while I do the outro. That's all for this week. Send us your questions and comments on Twitter at Workspace Recap and on our website, workspacerecap.com. Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your favorite podcasting platform, or leave your comments on YouTube. Hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever we put out new content. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Workspace Recap.